Identity, the Quest for Israel's Future by Emanuel Shahaf. Hello, Emanuel.
Hello, hello.
26 years after the assassination of the late Prime Minister Yitzhak Rabin, and it seems here in Israel that no one is talking about the conflict.
That's right. Nobody's talking about the conflict. And the conflict was, of course, the main cause for the assassination. The murderer, the assassin killed Rabin, murdered Rabin because he wanted to stop the conflict, the resolution of the conflict. He wanted to stop the peace process, and to a very far degree, he succeeded so far.
So people are saying here in Israel that basically there is no partner, and there is almost maybe no conflict. People can live with this vague situation, and you're saying that this is a dangerous consequence out of the murder?
Yes. First of all, people living in denial, as is already the present government of Israel, is not interested in moving the peace process forward because it is problematic to the government itself. It may break up the government the way it's put together at this time. But the murder of Rabin basically put the fear of God into everybody to deal with the conflict. Everybody understands that dealing with the conflict is a very, very dangerous thing and can lead to political assassinations.
Another one.
Another one. Of course, this is subconsciously, but this contributes to the fact that the conflict is not being discussed, and the fact that the present government doesn't want to discuss it, emphasizes this feedback loop. So there's no discussion, and there won't be any discussion, and it scares people to discuss it. So it won't be discussed, and that's under the present circumstances very dangerous because the violence in the territories is continuously going up. Until June, there were more than 400 incidents of settler violence against Palestinians. During the whole last year was only 500, so we're already way beyond the number, and it's going strong, especially now during the olive harvest, the violence that is. So there's a lot of danger out there, and we're not dealing with it.
And it's amazing because it's not only that the formal Israel is not dealing. You've been sitting in Rabin Square during the days of the memorial for the 26 years in conversations, round tables, and what was your experience there?
In informal conversations with youth and also with experts, the subject of the conflict doesn't come up. Okay, it comes up very marginally when people say we have to deal with human rights and we can't treat the Palestinians like that. But the subject just doesn't come up. Nobody says, hey, there's this huge conflict going on, we have to resolve it, and if we don't resolve it, we're in deep trouble. Okay, it just doesn't come up. Okay, everybody is, I don't know, happy, but everybody's okay with just continuing the way things are. Okay.
So the life mission of the murderer of Yigal Amir was trying to freeze, deep freeze any conflict solution that Yitzhak Rabin and Shimon Peres were leading. Basically, till now he
succeeded. Yes, Yigal Amir succeeded until now, and it's carrying on furthermore because people are scared to deal with the conflict after what happened. So we have to overcome that. That's something we have to overcome, and the present government will have to deal with it. It won't be able to stay on for 4 years without dealing with the conflict, even if it doesn't want to deal with it very much.
Why do you think this current government will have to deal with it? Because if they're saying, well, let's not deal with it, we'll break this fragile coalition, so they're trying not to say something?
Reality won't permit it to continue like that, because there are too many things on the fire, so to speak. The violence, the settler violence, there are court cases playing out, Sheikh Jarrah, Khan el-Ahmar. The opposition also has a few words to say. That there are too many things. The Arab minority in Israel, there are too many things in play for this to be able to continue for 4 years without not something happening. So the government should make an effort to preempt it, and so one of the things I'm trying to engage in order to give some opportunity to move towards a resolution, in my case, the federation.
And if you had the opportunity to meet Yitzhak Rabin, the late Prime Minister, and to share with him your ideas of federation, the quest for Israel's better future, what would you tell him today?
Well, I think Yitzhak Rabin would embrace the fact that there is no two-state solution. I mean, he didn't want a Palestinian state, and I think he certainly would embrace any solution which makes it possible to have equal rights for everybody. I think he was a Democrat to the core, and he would not permit unequal treatment of the population. So I think the federation would likely be one of the things he would seriously consider. I don't want to say that he will definitely embrace it, but he was one for realism. He saw things when they needed to be dealt with in a realistic way, and he dealt with them in a realistic way. That's why he went to Oslo, because he realized this has to be resolved. So I'm pretty confident that he would feel comfortable with a solution along the lines of the federation. But of course, we'll never know.
Let's talk a bit about violence. You've mentioned that, and you've been talking with the Israeli ministers and elected people, and writing articles. From your perspective, what might happen if we'll meet the 27th, I wouldn't say anniversary, but Memorial Day of the murder of Yitzhak Rabin, without touching the conflict, or another year, another 2 years? What would happen?
I think that the situation will deteriorate. It's deteriorating already. We have incidents going all every day. Okay, not everything is being reported, especially the incidents that happened in the occupied territories are not all reported by Israeli media. But when things happened in East Jerusalem, like last night,
yes.
Okay, the bus line had to change the route because there were Palestinians throwing stones.
Around 100 in Jerusalem.
And you have this, going on almost on a daily basis. This won't be able to continue without the government thinking carefully what it plans to do. And
what do you think about the presence, the voice of the Jewish community in the United States?
I think thank you for reminding me, because Lapid and Bennett both were in the United States in the last couple of weeks, and both did not, to the best of my knowledge, meet with the Jewish community there. And I think the reason they didn't meet with the Jewish community is because they didn't want to be put under pressure with regard to the peace process. So we have a very problematic situation where the government of Israel is disengaging or is trying to stay away from the problems of engaging with the Jewish community, which of course is very much in favor of resolving the situation with the Palestinians. This is also something which we won't be able to continue. Okay, we will not be able to talk with it, because first of all, if we don't go talk to them, they will come and talk to us. And also, now we're just about to get a new head for this Jewish agency. He will also get a very chilly reception if he doesn't engage on that level as well. So everything is coming to crunch time soon, okay, and sooner or later.
What are the feedbacks that you personally are receiving from videos, from posts, from the social networks regarding these ideas of talking about the conflict here and now for the last years?
From the U.S. Jewish community, I get a lot of considerable support, which is encouraging. In Israel, many of the reactions are negative, but that's natural. the reaction, people who feel strongly, they are in many cases on the right wing, and they feel the need to express themselves. So, but all in all, I think we're getting there. We're getting enough support to make this operation viable, and it'll continue.
People that want to be part of this journey regarding the federation, regarding identity, the quest for Israel's future?
Through Facebook. They should contact me through Facebook, direct messaging. I'm available, and we'll respond.
A larger community.
Yes.
Emanuel Shahaf, thank you very much.
Thank you.